My name is Iker Francisco Segura Hernandez. This is the Contemporary World Events Tree. Some important events of the last decades. In 1990, Nelson Mandela was released from a 27 years imprisonment. In 1993, Bill Clinton becomes the President of the United States of America. In 1994, United States invades Haiti on an operation called Uphold Democracy and was aimed at removing the military regime from the government. In 1997, the spacecraft Pathfinder lands on Mars. In 1998, Central American hurricane kills 10,000 people. In 1999, HIV virus traced. The HIV and AIDS virus was thought to have originated from the chimpanzee. In September 11 of 2001, the World Trade Center were attacked under a terrorist attack. The Twin Towers were attacked on September 11th of 2001. The total loss of life in this tragic event was almost 3,000 people. The globalization is a term used to describe how trade and technology have made the world into a more connected and interdependent place. Globalization also captures in its scope the economic and social changes that have come about as a result. It may be pictured as the threat of an immense spider web formed over millennia. With the number and reach of these threats increasing over time, people, money, material, goods, ideas, and even disease and devastation have traveled these silken strands, and have done so in greater numbers and with greater speed than ever in the present age. Terrorism as two terms. Internal terrorism is violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups who are inspired by or associated with designated foreign terrorist organizations or nations that state sponsors. Domestic terrorism is the violent criminal acts committed by individuals or groups to further ideologically goal stemming from domestic influences such as a, a political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature. Unipolar world is the concentration of power in one single state, the United States of America. This does not mean that the new superpower has absolute power over the entire world. This is considered as a major player in international affairs. As such, the USA stands in the United Nations, the country with the strongest economic and military capacity in the world. The digital era. The digital revolution is the shift from mechanical and analog electronic technology to digital electronics, which began anywhere from the late 1950s to the late 1970s, with the adoption and proliferation of digital computers and digital records keeping that continues to the present day. Implicitly, the term also refers to the sweeping changes brought about the digital computing and communication technology during and after the later half of the 20th century, analogous to the agricultural revolution and industrial revolution. The digital revolution marked the beginning of the information age. Now, why did the globalization emerge? The emergence of globalization was introduced to promote inherent wealth among all countries in the world, where the United States has notably been identified as the leader in globalization after the World War II. Main reasons that have caused globalization improve transport, making global travel easier. For example, there has been a rapid growth in air travel, enabling greater movement of people and goods across the globe. In most cases, what caused terrorist attacks of the 20th century, political and social issues has been the causes because the world wasn't stable enough after many wars and conflicts. Also, with globalization, ideas were spreading, and people all around of the world started having new ideas between these ideas of solving problems with violence for making it fast and easier way. That's why the number of tourists were up in the sky in these years. How does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar world? The world was bipolar because it was between two blocks, socialism and capitalism. But the end of the Cold War meant that the winner was capitalism as United States of America. That's why capitalism since then have practically been dominate all the world, and by capitalism I mean United States of America, because as we seen before, it became the most important country in the world. Their decisions has more worth than the other countries. How has the digital era influenced today's society? It has huge benefits, but a few negative consequences are illegal or inappropriate material can be found in the internet. Some people in recent years have illegally downloaded music or other copyrighted material for free. This action has had a negative impact on the music industry. The addiction to online social network can disrupt a person's way of living and professional activity. Some criminals use the internet for spreading computer viruses or even intercepting credit cards or bank details for spurious purposes. Thanks.